Mm, Sorry about that. Nearly 12 o'clock here. I decided to make a watch list video. Sometimes I don't do it Sundays, and sometimes I will. So it's been a pretty good weekend. I hope everyone else is having a good weekend too. Don't have much on today, so I just thought, this might be 15 minutes or so, and so be it if it is. But I'm just going to run through my thoughts on, mostly swing trades. My definition of the swing trade, I'll enter um, in a trend, either up or down, and I'll set the stop. Really, if I follow my rules strictly, the stop is set at where the 55 moving average is at the time. So, for example, here's not really a trade though, but I'll run it and see what it's looking like. Yeah, so as you can see, it is downtrending, but it's just that gives you a bit of a quantifiable point on the chart where you do set, like in your back testing, so it's just there's minimal discretion. But I have found myself entering trades, based on price action as well. But obviously, I've gained a little more experience and more chart time. I've been doing this, for a few years now as well, which isn't a lot, but you just sort of have a good feel for um, inappropriate spot stop losses, and then areas where it's going to be a little more advantageous and you're going to survive the trade a little bit more. So, but you always take risk that you're willing to accept to lose. That's very important. So when I place the trade, I'm like, okay, I'm sort of, that money has left me now and I'm fine with that. And we go from there. And anything that happens in a positive way, it's like, okay, that's cool. It was likely to happen and it has, and that's fine. Because I think currently my win rate's about 58% with the system that I'm employing. So now I've got the pound up here. I think I was looking at the pound. I think when I was doing my podcast with Connor yesterday, it's like a little mosquito. So as you can see, it's been interesting. Now the pound. I'm not a fundamentals type trader, but with the Brexit situation that's going on as well, you can clearly see that if you aren't there during the day and you've got a setup like you might be selling, you can have a lot of headline stuff come out, and because they haven't resolved it, so it's just frustrating. So that's why I've sort of stayed away from the pound. But you could potentially say this is a sell trade, but the trade really was here, and you enter at the low there of that candle. Because right now, who knows, it might come back up and retest. So it's in this area where it's just going to bounce around. So it's very hard to say, getting, because really the entry, the last point you would want to enter is this candle here. Like this candle now, probably Monday you see it bounce up, and then it gets a little messy and things like that. And I prefer to avoid those sort of situations. But yeah, as you can see, it's retraced, but then again, there's been some support down here as well, so it could rally again when it gets down to here, and definitely when it gets sort of here. So I sold this previously as well in October, late October, but that's the pound. So I just had that chart up, and I just thought let's talk about it. There's no real trade there, to be honest. So in regards to sort of high time frame, like 4 hour on the daily. So the euro. Now we talked about the euro too in the podcast, but if you didn't watch that, I'll go over it again. So it's one of these things where, so if you're very new to trading, you have no idea what you're looking at, but as soon as you sort of see a chart, you'll just notice something straight away, almost subconsciously, and you'll look at it more. So me looking at this chart right now, it's still just not good enough because you've had this bounce here and this bounce here. And it's led to, it's been, significant bounce. This one's not as significant, so it's interesting. But it's still at that level where another bounce is possible. So, and the euro doesn't make a lot of sense to me fundamentally because it's not in a great way with Italy. There's Turkey. There's Brexit going on. So it's just, yeah, it's one of these things where it doesn't really make sense. It should be lower, but it's not. So you've just got to be sensible and accept that. And if it does really do a candle like this through here and closes on the daily this week, it might be, it's probably a sell, but right now it's not. So I'm just a big night last night, so I'm just warming up to the day. Let's have a look at the Aussie. No, Euro Pound. Let's have a look at the Euro Pound. Now, I'm in a chat group, and they've been shorting the Euro Pound. I don't think I have actually got into this. So when something makes sense to me, I'll go with it. And this sort of hasn't quite yet. As you can see, the Friday candle, I would call that candle bullish. If it was less bodied and more wick, then you would sort of say like, yeah, that's potential reversal. But currently, just looking at this chart right now, the 4 hour, this candle needs to be a little more wicky. So, I mean, what you're thinking here is people are selling still, and a large wick's going to take a lot of stops out. And what that does is, that obviously liquidates positions, and then you'll see the trend continue down. That's just a mechanism of the market, really. So that's just, spikes happen. Who knows what it's by? News event comes out, whatnot, or it's just people are just flooding in to buy quickly, and then they'll just take positions and take profits. And that's that. And then you'll stop down. And you're like, wow, this is just brutal. So I can see this going down still. This is the 55 moving average here. So it needs to just trade lower on Tuesday. So Monday I don't trade. So Tuesday we'll see what it wants to do, and then we'll just go from there. But as it stands, it's not really enticing. Euro Aussie, I detailed before, I'm in that short, so we'll just let that go. Daily candle was like that, so it's a little bullish. My stop to break even, so it's a little frustrating. I see this it's probably going to get stopped out, and I'm going to be break even, but that's all right. I mean, I get a lot of that. 40% of my trades are break even as well, so. Or thereabouts, like small winners with like a trailing exit or that. Okay. And I think the Aussie dollar is probably worth talking about as well. So I will. Yeah, so we'll go to the daily. So we have this trend line here, and the weekly it's pretty clearly illustrated. So the candle did close above the trend line. So a couple of thoughts. This could just bounce some more. Now this is an interesting candle. A textbook sort of kangaroo tail or reversal would be, it would be in the body of that candle, but it's not. So there's potential for it to be bearish again. It's right, there's support there. So again, Monday you just want to see it float around this area, and Tuesday it takes a dive through, and then on. So Aussie dollar is, I still like that as a short, so I'm going to continue monitoring that. And so we'll look at the pound Aussie as well. I think that bounced though. So. No. Okay. Everybody. Look, I have shorted this before. Just in and out quickly when I didn't want to sort of play ball. It's interesting, there's support there. Like as you can see, it's tested a few times, so it's a talking point, but it's it's not tradable quite yet. We need to see Something like this again would be great, like 3 here. That would be fantastic. I mean, that's a really nice looking candle actually. Candle setup. So didn't really play ball, but it's trying still. So obviously, if you got in at the low of that candle, you probably wouldn't have been triggered. So I normally, what I do is I'll leave the candle. If it's a daily entry, I'll let pending order sit there for a day. The next candle doesn't trigger it, I'm going to close it, and if the next 4-hour candle doesn't trigger it, I'll close that as well. So we'll leave that. Look, that's the video. That's the video so far. So with the Aussie dollar, with the pound Aussie, euro pound, the euro US and the pound US are both not really there quite yet, and I will be doing a lot of time frame stuff as well. So I'm trying to do a couple of live videos there as well. I've been working on that still. There'll be small positions, but there's possibilities with that. It's just when my work schedule permits it, I will do the lower time frames, because you really have to be. You can't do it really. I can't do it on my phone. I need this here, other monitor, focus. So that's it. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and bye for now.